right, here we go.
One more time.
One
They
more
say
time.
that the third is that it? So
Yes.
the third time we're trying again, try a different computer. Connected here in Sportskeeda Wrestling
Yes.
from New York City.
Welcome to Atangana, the show with the Dangerous Blonde, my wife Diana Savinovich, and Hugo Savinovich, the son of Doña Melida. And we had problems with the connections. Here we go. We were talking about the Raw show last Monday here in the States. The last match, Monster against Machine. You had a great setup for a tremendous match, and something happened that was not delivered. This was the first encounter, official encounter, between the Monster and the Machine. Yet, so many things could have been done, but I believe that tremendous opportunity was lost as the creative team of WWE decided to go with a power slam and the bodies going through the mat, and I just did not buy it. I don't think people bought it with them. I think having the building where they were outside and even creating a scenario of a garbage truck and then the two of them being fighting in the back as the truck left the arena, anything would have been better than what they delivered to the fans. If you're just joining us, this is a Tangana of the show. We had some problems with the connections, but here we are back.
The feedback we had about that, Hugo, nobody liked that. It said like it was like it ruined the show. It was such a good show, and then it just got ruined. People just stay waiting for something. It was like a boring ending.
Yeah, Triple H joining the Raw team for Survivor Series was good. What I thought was so bad again was the Bray Wyatt having to lose against Jason Jordan. You have a hot ticket. People really, really like the Bray Wyatt gimmick, and for some reason, it's like WWE is trying to destroy Bray Wyatt, and you start the story of Abigail, yet he shows up again. Nothing showcases the Abigail story, so very disappointed with that. And then we found out the news that out of the two shows scheduled for India, one of them was canceled, and now look, they only have one super show in India. I would love to get feedback from fans in that area for you guys to tell me why do you think that the other show was canceled. And let me explain myself why I'm asking this. As I run a wrestling company in South America in Chile called Wrestling Superstar, we have had wrestling cards successful for over 2 years, and then WWE started going to Chile, and they booked back-to-back shows like a Friday and a Saturday, Thursday and a Friday, and just recently they did that. WWE did that, and they did wonderful business. So to me, India was, I didn't have any doubts that they could sell out the two buildings. So I would love to find out from the fans in India, why do you think one of them was canceled? And as we had said before, we were disconnected, that one of those shows that was scheduled to be in India, now it's going to take place in Abu Dhabi. Some of the matches announced for India was the game, Triple H against Jinder Mahal. I think that's a pretty strong match. And Triple H is also on Abu Dhabi's card, I believe, against AJ Styles, if I'm not mistaken. So we have we had those news, and let's get some comments from
Dev Shukla says, I am happy Jason Jordan is not there. Kurt is just pushing and pushing him.
Yes, and of course, then we went to SmackDown, and we knew that the Raw invasion was going to take place, and that, I think, just takes the fun out of it, because you knew that because of creative problems, Roman Reigns being out or whatever the excuse was, now the Raw brand was forced into getting revenge from SmackDown on that last SmackDown before Survivor Series. And the good news was that it was done correctly. I thought that some of those shots of Kurt Angle face-to-face with Shane McMahon, that was the money shot. I believe that was done really, really good, as we saw also the Raw women just attacking the SmackDown superstars, the lady superstars, the women superstars, and the shot that to me was very, very good was the one where the villain of SmackDown, Alexa Bliss, just hammered Charlotte, who, by the way, was crowned new champion Tuesday's show, that match between Natalia and Charlotte was solid. Just anything you want to see with the storylines behind one. Natalia representing the Hart family, and of course Charlotte with the Flair tradition on her side, and having such a solid match to have Charlotte defeat Natalia, and those powerful words in the interview, and yet then we were sentimentally shocked when we saw the Nature Boy just come out, Ric Flair, and that big hug and tears just made the night.
JT Ray says Jason Jordan was a weak link. That's why he was removed. Lucky Bard. Wow, this is nice. Noel Maldonado Garcia, big hug from Puerto Rico. Eddie Hernandez, our editor from Florida, says many blessings. Joshua Ray Hunter said this would be an epic moment for the Bullet Club to invade if it were possible.
Yes, and we had some other good matches.
Jim Lambert says Triple H versus Kurt Angle in the next pay-per-view. Sammy Negron, saludos Hugo Rubia. He needs a prayer for the peace in his family. We'll get back to you.
Yes.
Nick Johnson, today, Junior. Joshua Ray Hunter says SmackDown wins, calling it now. Gianfranco Dree says fire.
Yes, called Shushi. That's a little girl.
Simon says it was nice to see Ric Flair come out to Charlotte.
Yes, what a wonderful. I call that a Flair moment. More comments there, Dan.
Susie DK says, will Raw beat Ad?
Would Raw beat SmackDown?
Yeah.
We'd never like to telegraph that part of the storylines. We love to hear from you guys. That's why we create this moments, and through this special edition of Atangana the Show, Sportskeeda special presentation. We love to hear from you guys. But I am very excited about Sunday's Survivor Series pay-per-view. Also, with the War Games, the NXT takeover of Houston, I believe that's going to be solid.
Justin Lewis Fleming says, do you think Amy Hennig, the daughter of late Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, should join the WWE?
Well, I believe that if used properly and well trained, when you have this legends of wrestling, and you have their sons or daughters become part of the industry, it's very good. May I add that for the War Games Saturday at Houston, I would love to see somebody like Goldust being called by the creative team of WWE as a special consultant for that evening, as a tribute to his father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and also because I believe that Goldust grew on that in that era of World Championship Wrestling, great pay-per-views, and that was the brainchild of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. I think that Goldust has the feel of that night. This is such a difficult scenario to prepare. The War Games was a very, and it is a very complicated event, and I think as a tribute also to the memory of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, I think his son should be called as a special consultant for the War Games. And I believe that he could have a big input because he grew, around his father when all this was happening. He was right there, and I think that it's strong when you're trying to bring the original flavor. It's like when you're cooking some good food and you go to your grandma's recipe. There is something about finding those recipes the way that our family members, our grandmothers and my mother's ancestors would prepare food. Well, wrestling is that big plate. When you bring something like the War Games, I think it would be fantastic also for the fans to know that WWE respected the memory of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and that his son, a true recognized superstar, was called to be a special consultant for that evening, the War Games. Let's go with more comments.
Manny Raykati, Shield will rock. Ubaid Mushtaq, will CM Punk ever return to WWE?
We are in the CM Punk's corner. It seems like every week before we end one of our special presentations, fans demand that. I think that CM Punk, it's great in the ring, great with the mic, and especially with a real storyline behind. a powerful man, Vince McMahon, firing CM Punk on the night that he got married, his wedding night. I think that you cannot get a better storyline than that. Yes, Vince apologized for that, but to bring that story back into wrestling and to create the right matches, CM Punk will make anybody look good. From a Roman Reigns to classics with AJ Styles, and if Daniel Bryan comes back, we're talking about masterpieces, and it's right there. I believe, Diana, and I have said this often, that when Vince McMahon, the genius that he is challenged, that's when he produces the best storylines. And I think now with the New Japan Pro Wrestling Omega Jericho match, it's happening, and I think it's just better for the viewers.
Gianmarco Segales Gonzalez says hello. He's a Bolivian in Peking, China.
Wow! So we are very, 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 very happy to be doing this live show. For all the people that are getting in contact with us, we really appreciate your comments. We are live in a Sportskeeda, a special presentation of Tangana the Show every Wednesday at the same time. And let's talk a little bit more about what's been going on with WWE.
Basil Sashi says, Raw ambushes SmackDown live.
Yes, like I said, everything was done correctly. The problem there was the fact that everybody knew that it had to happen yesterday, because that was the last show before Survivor Series. So WWE creative put themselves in a predicament by not doing the attack before. When you expect things to happen, yes, it was done good. Like I said, the money shot was at Kurt Angle handling Shane McMahon. I think that was good. I also talk about Alexa Bliss attacking Charlotte in the dressing room. All of that was good, but you knew that it was going to happen, so it just took that special flavor out.
Dante Hewitt says, I want to see the Shield versus the Club. Eric Rumlin says, Raw will win. Tim Bailey says, Paige will fill the vacant spot on Team SmackDown.
So Paige's name is mentioned. As we on our Spanish presentation last night after SmackDown, we had mentioned and we had covered the fact that Paige was in Atlanta, Georgia for the Raw show, and creative was not happy, and Vince that she put a picture out of Alicia Fox on her personal page, and Paige did that, and of course that made the creative and Vince McMahon take her out of whatever was going to happen on Monday Night Raw. So now we're open to see what will be done this Sunday. Paige will be a tremendous candidate to fill that empty slot of the teams, and she's got so many fans. I mean, I'm talking about from the American fans to international fans. She is news. As a matter of fact, that's why The Rock is producing a movie based on the life of Paige, which, if you know anything about Paige, and not excusing her life or whatever decisions or wrong decisions she has done.
It's controversial, to say the least.
It's controversial, but also the fact that she's been able to survive. And to me, that is the biggest achievement, when you had so many reasons to throw in the towel, yet Paige,
keeps on going.
Let's go with more comments.
Mohsin Shahid, Dead Man returns SummerSlam, yes or no?
Yeah, I don't believe that the Dead Man will be returning. I think he accomplished everything. His health is not the best, and to have an icon come back and not to be 100% what The Undertaker is just like what Stone Cold said when he got injured in that famous match with Owen Hart. I mean, Stone Cold could never be subject to just taking it easy, because Stone Cold doesn't know how to take it easy. So for him to come back after that injury was so dangerous, because he could have been paralyzed. That's why he only made a couple of matches. And I think the same situation it's with The Undertaker. The Undertaker will not know how to take it easy, how to go 50%. There's only one speed, and it's The Undertaker's speed. And when he is in the ring, he is 100% business. And that's why he has had so many injuries. And at the same time, that's why he is the icon, The Undertaker. And to see him on the 25th anniversary of Raw. It's going to be great to see Shawn Michaels, of course. It's going to be great. But to know that it's a tribute to them and to what they accomplished to help Raw become that, success that it is, celebrating its 25th anniversary. Let's go with more comments.
Susie DK says, can Owens and Cyan interrupt during the match of Raw and SmackDown?
We know that what Kevin said, they only care about Cyan and Owens' team. And last night was a perfect example. I loved the storyline. We were curious to know what was going to happen after we all found out that they were taken off the European tour for professional behavior reasons. And last night that was incorporated into the storyline. Yet what Kevin Owens and Cyan, said in the storyline was that they are after protecting only Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So to me, that tells the story that they are like mercenaries, not really caring about protecting Raw or whatever happens with SmackDown. I think that this makes them like the real villains, real heels, and I love that storyline. Anytime you have real wrestlers, and I don't want to insult people with this term, real wrestlers meaning that they're not just characters, that you love them because of everything they do, from the basics of wrestling into the high quality performance, into the incorporation of the show part of it. I think that's what Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens brings to the party, and it's we will have big expectations to see what happens with them on Sunday, because I believe that they're money. They are money.
Mohammed Junaid Sheikh says hello. Also, Aki Akwat says Brock Lesnar will defeat AJ Styles.
What a match! If you know special moments like last night in SmackDown, Charlotte and her father, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, embracing and a hug. I mean, yes, we know it's sports entertainment, but those are the moments that we live for. That's what makes our sports it's so great. Those moments, because you recognize what Nature Boy brings to the table, and also the fact that just days before he almost died, and that was another pressure added to Charlotte. She didn't stop, even though her father was, in a very critical health situation. Yes. She kept pushing forward. So last night it was not just the crowning of her becoming champion, which, by the way, she has held every title now as a woman. She holds the record right now. But to me, it's the fact that with all the circumstances around her, she was still able to perform at a high level. And to me, that is fantastic.
Samuel McNeil says, I hope Styles beat Brock.
Yes.
Also, Balbino Dennis says, Ric Flair, legend of WWF, and it was awesome to see him again. AJ Styles will have a hard match with Brock Lesnar.
Yes, and don't forget that Sportskeeda is official partner of WWE for the India tour, which now is just one day. We would love to find out for the fans in India, what do you guys think really happened? Why was the other show canceled in India? And for the fans in Abu Dhabi, that date, it's been officially added to the tour, and Triple H will be in action in those two cards. And let's not forget, Diana, to mention the match yesterday in SmackDown, New Day against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think that the unfortunate part was we did not get to see more of this match because of the storyline of the attack. That's where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they just, they left town. We could use that phrase. Very good for Sami and Kevin as heels, as the bad guys that only care to protect themselves. But I thought that we needed to see at least 2 or 3 more minutes of a solid confrontation. When you have good talent in the ring, I think before you go on with the storyline of the Raw Invasion or whatever, you got to give the fans what they want to see. And if you have talent in the ring like you did with New Day and Owens and Zayn, you had to take it home with the fans. But it was still good. And let's not also forget about the storyline of Daniel Bryan and Shane. Daniel Bryan upset with Shane, good storyline, and Daniel Bryan saying, I will see you Sunday. In other words, talk to the hand.
Tyler Chapman says, what do you think about John Cena coming back?
John Cena, it's always good news. His professional attitude, what he has given to the wrestling game, what he has given to WWE, and also now becoming a celebrity, doing TV shows, doing movies. I think this is just fantastic. We knew that when Roman Reigns became the #1 guy, and The Undertaker and John Cena were the official part of this new era of Roman Reigns. I think that we knew already that John Cena was not going to be here full time, but to have him back, I think this adds a lot to Survivor Series, because these are names that have so many fans, and I believe the product that we sell, wrestling, sports entertainment, it is so good, because not everybody likes Roman Reigns, but not everybody likes John Cena. But that is what is so great about sports entertainment wrestling, that even the guys and girls that don't like some wrestlers, they will still watch it to boo that person. And that's part of being a fan. I do the same. My wife is a Yankee fan in baseball. I am a Mets fan. We've been married for 27 years.
We're #1.
I say boo the Yankees. I love the Mets. I'm a New York Giants fan in the NFL. She's a Saints, a New Orleans Saints. But, that's the fun about having your favorite teams, your favorite wrestlers. Let's go with more comments, Diana.
Vinesh says, Team Raw Tag SmackDown, well.
Yes, it was done good.
Abaid Mushtaq says, what about Goldberg? Does WWE have any plans for Goldberg?
I don't see why not. The problem with this is that, like I said to many fans before in our Spanish presentations that we do with Lucha Libre Online, is that at this time in his life, Goldberg will not be able to sustain a full-time schedule, because WWE is so demanding. If you are a WWE superstar, I'm talking about 24-hour, schedule, because you travel. Some of those trips will take you a 12-hour flight, and you come in, just unpack your bags, and there you go to a TV studio. There you go to a radio station, and here we go to another area.
Karan Kamath says, will Daniel make his ring? Will Daniel make his in-ring return?
I hope that he does. I'm being very honest with this. I don't like to telegraph things, but check out Sunday. A lot of things will happen.
Malek Mameri says, you are very sympathetic. Great. Let me see. Barbara Blackwood Harvey, what's going on with Daniel Bryan?
Daniel Bryan, the storyline, he's not happy with Shane McMahon. This is something good. That's what I say. Look out for Sunday. It's going to be, I believe that you have all the right ingredients, Survivor Series this Sunday, for WWE to have its best show of the year. There's so much to expect here. That AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar's match, a modern version of the David and Goliath eternal battle. What will happen this Sunday? I think you have great matches. The Shield coming back together. Know that you have a showcase of stars, and we're looking forward to that.
Chris Nip says, God bless Ric Flair. Aki Akward says, what do you think about Kurt and Triple H?
Kurt and Triple H, what a storyline. I think with the Shane incident yesterday and the way Kurt Angle manhandles him, I think we have a lot of interesting storylines. You have Stephanie McMahon in one side, almost ready to fire Kurt Angle. If Kurt Angle doesn't win this Sunday, he will be fired. You have the solidness of the matches. You have the two great teams of the women wrestlers. I think it's solid, and a lot of expectations about if Paige is going to be on that show, and just one of the shows you want to be part of it.
Chris Culverson says, what about Rock coming back?
The Rock, only comes back for big events. WrestleMania is one of them. People love The Rock, and plus now he's a certified superstar of the Hollywood films. So when The Rock comes back to WWE, just a lot of good things happen. So anyway,
we're about to
Let's bring Sushi on for a couple of seconds.
They're asking, they want to know, where are we live from? Aquí es, we're live from New York City.
New York City, and we are coming every Wednesday in this special presentation, exclusive presentation of Sportskeeda and Lucha Libre Online. This is the English version. We've been doing this for a long time. We have viewers in Spanish all over the world, but now we are doing this every Wednesday. So please share and tell your buddies that we have a Tangana the show where we talk about Raw, SmackDown, but we also mention things about New Japan Pro Wrestling. Of course, the big news from Lucha Underground, it's official. The 4th season will happen, and that is a great product also. So doing good. The Crash Lucha Libre, which I did their 6th anniversary in Tijuana with Rey Mysterio and Carlito. It's been having great shows. Ring of Honor has been improving its quality of production. So in general, wrestling, it's been doing good. I am not still bought into what Impact Wrestling is doing. We will talk about more about this later.
It's time to say bye?
Yeah, and this is a Sushi girl.
This is her.
Sushi, fuego, Sushi, llámalo bombero. So don't forget, Sportskeeda's official partner of WWE for the India tour. Fans in Abu Dhabi, WWE will be going there. I am producing a wrestling show in New York City, December 9. It's called Kings of Lucha with the WWE Hall of Famer Johnny Rod's company, The Unpredictable World of Wrestling, December 9 at the Laboon in Queens, New York. So we will see you next Wednesday. Please share this and let your buddies know that every Wednesday, same time, we're right here. And have a beautiful day, and let's enjoy wrestling this weekend. Atangana.